Good morning, everyone. It's Marcy, and I wanted to come by and have a little play. Um, with the whole quarantine, everybody stay at home stuff going on due to COVID, for whatever reason, I've not been in the frame of mind, I guess, to work on an entire journal. But I do find myself wanting to make lots of ephemera to go into journals. And so last week, I was playing with actually Trivial Pursuit cards. And I made all sorts of this particular idea came from Pam at the Paper Outpost, but I made little fold out things and changed them up, put a button on this one. Fold out, and you've got lots of journaling space, and they're just kind of fun little things. This one I tied. I think this was the first one that I made, and I think I got better as I went along. And then I moved from that to making, again, using Trivial Pursuit cards. I was just collaging over them. I did sand them a little bit to take away a little bit of the gloss to give the paper plenty to adhere to. These are just little notebook things. And I made several of those. And let's see, I'll show you. The insides are all pretty much the same. But I made that one. That one. And you'll notice some of them are very similar because I was trying to use up some paper and fussy cut images that I had and still have. So you'll see lots of butterflies. Lots and lots of butterflies. So I made those little notebook things just to be able to tuck into journals. And then I went into making little journaling cards. They all have coffee dyed paper on the back, and I've sewn around them. So I made about a gazillion of these. I won't show you all of them, but I made about, like I said, I feel like I made about a gazillion of them. But I didn't make any videos about doing them, which was dumb, but I was feeling very quiet, I think. Anyway, so now we go into this week. I apologize, our mowers just showed up. So, of course, my timing is impeccable, but so I apologize if you can hear that in the background, which I'm sure you can, because it sounds like they're right on top of me. Okay, then for a short time, Antique Papery had quarantine bundle sales. I looked this morning and I don't see that she still has those on her site, although her paper is on sale. So I got that. I got the quarantine bundle, and in it, let me show you on. Now this is just printed on copy paper. One of the sets was these flat paper bags. And I decided to try something just to try it, and I absolutely love it. So I printed this on tracing paper. and made the bag that way. That's just a card, and eventually it'll have a journaling card, but that's just more so you can see the image under the tracing paper better. And I absolutely loved it. So, of course, I printed out several more on tracing paper. And I think it's a great way. So I'm going to show you. Now, the tracing paper I'm using is this Strathmore tracing paper. Right now, Michaels has them on sale. Buy one, get one free. If you're not wanting to get out at all, I know Michaels is having the curbside delivery. I'm not recommending that you go buy it. None of that. I'll see if I can find it on Amazon and put a link below. But just this Strathmore tracing paper is what I'm using. And it seems to work very well. Now, the paper does come in 9 by 12. So you do have to cut it down to fit your printer. I have to cut mine down to 8.5 by 11 because that's the largest that my printer will take. But, so I thought I'd show you one of those, and then I'm going to do the same thing. This one, these have the entire pattern with instructions, which is fine, but you don't need that. So first, I'll put one of these together real quick. So I'm just going to cut it down. My dog Boogie is going nuts because the mowers are here. This is the first year that we've had somebody else mow our lawn, and we're doing it on a trial basis to see whether we like the job, or whether, more specifically, whether my husband likes the job they do and stuff. My husband is considered an essential worker. He actually works for our local cable company, and with all the people staying at home now and stuff, they are actually, and having school at home, so they're actually very, very busy. And I, on the other hand, am staying as low profile as humanly possible because I fall into the high risk category, so I'm trying to stay as low profile as possible. Okay, what I'm going to try doing here is use my tear ruler to tear off this top edge, if I can get it somewhat lined up, to give me the deckled edge of a paper bag. And this is the first time I'm trying this on the tracing paper, so, but that seemed to work pretty well. Okay, so then on this one, you just, sorry if I get out of frame, you just fold it on the lines, line it up as best you can. And then I did this yesterday because you can see through it. I cut off the little strip where it says glue here. that very, oh, maybe I didn't cut straight. I shouldn't use that as my line. Okay, I want to scoot this side in a little more. Alright, that's a little better. I'm not too worried about whether the pink folding lines show because I'll be distressing it anyway. Okay, then I just take my glue, put a thin strip of glue on that edge and on this edge. I wasn't sure how the glue would work with the tracing paper, but it seems to do just fine. And printing on tracing paper is not my idea. I actually saw Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodah do this. Oh, it's been a few weeks, but I'd never tried it, and so I didn't know, well, how's my printer gonna take it? I was amazed. I did not have a bit of trouble getting it through my printer. Anyway, so there you've got a sack, a flat sack. And I don't know, it says transparent parchment tracing paper. It feels very similar to glassine, but there you go. So now I've got a clear bag. Let's see. Let's take one of these. And so then you've got a bag. You can glue that down to your journal page and fill it up. Now these that I got from Antique Papery, I would glue down to a journal page. I don't think I would fold it into a journal just because it does have that glue here. But I absolutely love it. And then if I go in my distress ink, let me get a sheet of just distress it up a little bit because I can't seem to do much of anything without distressing it. And voila. It was just that simple. And I think I love it because it gives it a different feel than regular paper. It's transparent, or I won't call it transparent, it's translucent. And I just love it. So then, and that's great. Like I said, I printed out several from Antique Papery that I will do later. But then I took a page from Dear Julie Julie's Peacock journal kit, and I printed it on tracing paper. Because you don't need the pattern, you can do this yourself. And so let's make a flat bag out of this. Now what I'm going to do here, I printed this at 8 by 10, and I'm going to cut off that edge, and I think that's that's it for now. Yeah. Let's start. This one I want to do a little differently because the peacock feather is over here on the left-hand side, but I'd actually like it to be on the front. So, okay, first of all, I want to let's take some off the top edge. Let me get a little bit of a measurement on this. So I'm going to take that off. There. All right, so I've got my deckled edge. Okay, now, because I want this on the front, and I know I want my total bag to be about 4.5 inches wide. So and the only reason I'm saying that is that I want, you can make it whatever size you want. My journals are normally, I normally make my journals 5.5 by, my journal pages are normally 5.5 by 8.5. So I want to be sure I have room for it to fit on a page. Okay, so got that done, and I did not tear straight, which I knew I wouldn't, but I'm fine with that. I didn't tear the deckled edge straight. So now I'm going to fold over this edge to just I don't know if you can see it, but I folded it. I want to leave most of the peacock feather on the front. So I folded the unprinted edge and just a hair shade more to give myself a good edge there. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to mark it right there, and I'm going to cut just on the inside of that line. Actually, I probably ought to do it this way since that is a straight edge, and I know that my deckled edge is not. Now, I could have just cut that with scissors, but since I cannot do much of anything straight. Okay, so there. So the seam of my sack will be over here on the side, but that's perfect. That's exactly what I want for this one so that I get the image that I want on the front. So now I'm going to first of all, let's unfold everything. And I'm going to fold up the bottom all the way across. And then I'm going to take my scissors. Okay, now bear in mind, will be the front, this will be the back, and this will be on the back. So I'm going to take the two ends that will be on the back, and I'm going to cut off this little folded edge. And when I get to where the two meet, where the side fold meets, then I'm going to cut in, I'm going to miter the corner a bit. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing over here. And just, oh, I mitered that one way too much. Miter the corner a bit. Okay, don't do what I just did. That was a very badly mitered corner. All right. Cut off this white edge on the bottom. All right, now I'm going to put glue on that edge. And that edge. Glue those down. And then I'm going to run glue along my very badly mitered edge here. And glue that down. And I've got another paper bag made using tissue paper, and I think that looks just lovely. Now this one I will also be gluing down because I did such a bad job mitering the edge. But I just think that is too fun. So I'm having a lot of fun with the tracing paper. Now I'm going to show you, I mean, you can do the exact same thing. You don't have to use tracing paper, but it's just another fun way. Just a different texture. And it does give it a different look. Very quickly I'll go through and do a similar thing using the copy paper. Let's see. That one, this one I think I can go ahead and put that down there. Cut that one. Boy, my little dog is just not a happy camper right now. Let's see if I can tear this off. Well, actually, I'll do that one using my pinking shears. That way, if you don't have a tear ruler, or you could just tear the edge. Maybe I'll do that on this one. Okay. So again, fold it in. that. Over. All right. And again, we're going to cut just above the fold line. To just above the bottom fold line to the side fold line and slightly miter it in. On this side, cut just above the line, miter it in. All right. And glue this edge. Glue on this edge. Glue the bottom. And this time, I will use my, actually, no, I said I was going to tear it, didn't I? Let's see. I'll tear that down just a little more. There you go. You've got a flat sack. I'm calling this a flat sack because that's what it was called on the antique papery one. It's also just a pocket. And if you wanted to, you could come in and make your little thumb hole and make it definitely be a pocket. But look, the same image, I realize the sizes are a little different, but they look to me they look very different. And so I'm actually having a lot of fun with this. And you can make them any size you want. And I just think they're a great deal of fun. So today, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be working on making these sacks / fold pockets and playing with tracing paper to do it. When I come back in my next video, I think I will work, what I'm thinking is working with some tags using some tracing paper. So if there's something you'd like to see me try with the tracing paper, let me know in the comments below. And I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you think, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.